I believe that there exists some confusion. Paul writes about Jesus Christ and says, who, though he was in the form of God, did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but emptied himself by taking the form of a servant, being born in the likeness of men, and being found in human form, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. Now, there's a parallelism here. If Christ is not fully in the form of God, then he is not fully in the form of a servant in the likeness of men, and he can't be our Savior. You see, for this entire passage to work, Christ must be fully God who became fully man. Anything less will only cause problems in your thinking. And we can go to another passage in Hebrews 2 verse 7, where we read, you made him for a little while lower than the angels. You see, when Christ became the servant, became less than what he was, it was a temporary process. Jesus Christ is both God and man. He retained all of his divinity, but he also accepted all of humanity, and he acted as human beings should in total subservience to God. If we go to Jesus' life, when Jesus goes down to be baptized, John the Baptist tries to prevent him. And he says here, I need to be baptized by you, and do you come to me? But Jesus answered him, let it be so now, for this it is fitting for us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he consented. Why is Jesus getting baptized? Does he need it? No, he is setting an example. He is doing what is unnecessary for him, so that I can follow the example of Christ. There's another passage in John 13 verse 14. This is after Jesus has washed the disciples' feet. And in those days they walked with sandals on dusty roads. One man would not wash another man's feet. It was humiliating. And Christ, who's the leader, who's the rabbi, who's the master, he is the very one that does the work of a slave. And when he's finished, Jesus makes this object lesson. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For a short period, Jesus became nothing, because it reveals the Father as humble. It procures salvation for sinners, and it proves God is right and Satan wrong.